Hello everybody,
and welcome to the Talent Managers podcast.
Today we're just going to take you through a little intro of us for the first episode, Meet the Managers, and then we're going to also just answer some of your questions we've got on Instagram. We start off with kind of introduce yourself, Emmy, and who you are. Tell us about you.
Okay, so I am Emmy. Hi everyone. I am one of the two talent managers here at the Talent Managers podcast. I am the owner of a social media agency called The Estate Collective. Eva also owns another social media agency, but she'll get into that when she introduces herself. You can probably hear my little dog in the background. I have a little sausage dog.
She's just sitting there.
I've got a little sausage dog. I'm a talent manager full-time and social media manager. I'm 24 next week.
By the time
you're listening to this, I'm 24. I did 3 degrees at uni.
You're crazy.
I'm just giving you a full CV of my entire life. Yeah, I did photography, graphic design, and strategic public relations and communication management.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to hopefully... Sorry, interrupting you already.
Oh my God, cutting me off for that. No, I was just going to say, that's pretty much all I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I want to follow in your footsteps. I want to get that master's too.
Completely useless, but...
when you're working for yourself, I mean, it's good to be able to say, I've done this.
Yeah. That's your turn now, Eva. Why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
I mean, I always feel so put on the spot with these kind of questions. As Emmy said, I'm also a talent manager and have now my own agency called Niche Commercial, which is very new, but I'm not at all new to the industry. I previously worked for 2 other talent management social media agencies, and I just thought it was about time that I started myself. I have been doing this for the last 2 or 3 years, but overall have kind of been in the industry for the last 4 years. And we're not going to talk about my age, so let's move on.
No, I think it's so interesting that you've technically got more formal industry experience than me, because my experience is pretty much all freelance, whereas you've actually worked for legit agencies.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of want to do a whole episode on this about kind of working for yourself and stuff, but there's only so much you can do working for other people. Once you kind of get that experience, as great as it is, I think you've kind of got to take the plunge and work for yourself. And
sure.
You can learn a lot more,
I think. It's a whole different ball game. But we'll definitely save that for a future episode.
For sure.
So I guess this kind of leads on to how we met. How do we even know each other, Eva?
I mean, we both knew of each other before we actually officially met, because, how did you know who I was?
I knew who you were through Twitter.
Right.
Because I know you as the founder of Eva on Twitter. You just have the most relatable tweets, I don't know, Love Island stuff and liking a Chinese on a Friday night and stuff. Just really relatable things to me as a basic white girl.
Well, I think the reason I kind of knew who you were is because of your YouTube. So Emily? I just called you Emily.
My name is Emily.
Cooper's just staring at me. I knew of Emmy because of her YouTube channel. She actually didn't mention this part, but...
Oh yeah, I was a YouTuber. I always forget. It felt like forever ago.
Yeah, a different lifetime. So Emmy had a YouTube channel that had 60,000 subscribers, and she would go on all these crazy little trips to LA, and I would sit and watch and be like, wow, I want to be this girl. So yeah, she was living my dream. But yeah, that's kind of how I knew who Emmy was. I knew she was from Edinburgh. Not from. You lived here.
Yeah.
Are you from Edinburgh? Would you say you're from Edinburgh?
No.
Where were you born?
Aberdeen.
Oh!
I'm an Aberdonian.
You really don't have the accent of a person
definitely
from Aberdeen. The reason that we actually met and became friends.
Well, in person. I messaged you. I remember messaging you on the couch that you're sitting on right now.
Oh my God.
I saw that you posted a story that the place that you were working for was hiring internships. So I messaged you asking for any advice and if you would recommend. And I remember thinking this whole time being like, oh God, she's going to tell them don't work with her. She's crazy.
No, I remember saying to my boss, saying she knows what she's talking about. And I remember her agreeing, being like, yeah, her her CV looks really good. So
yeah, but then that's how we actually officially met, like in person, and then weekly we started seeing each other with work.
Yeah,
and then just.
I mean, let's just kind of clarify that wasn't for a very long time. That was over the space of what?
6 weeks.
Yeah, it was really not a long time, but we just kind of, we remained friends, and I'd say we probably got closer actually once we left.
No, definitely, because immediately it was like we had the same brain.
Yeah, we are very similar in a lot of ways. Mental health as well, which is something that we'll definitely
for sure
touch on, because that is a whole other inside thing in our lives.
Another episode to come.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think. That's how we met.
That's how we know each other. Basically, job put us together, but we'd both known of each other through social media beforehand.
Which is usually the case.
Yeah. Now here we are.
Recording a podcast together with Cooper eating her little thing in the background.
So that's how we met, and then now we have this little podcast because obviously, as Eva and I mentioned, we both have our own agencies. We've both been doing this ourselves for a little bit now.
Yeah.
We are the talent managers, so this podcast is going to be all things about freelance working in the industry, influencers, but also getting to know us as the talent managers.
Yeah, and also I think I kind of behind the Instagram of a lot of the girls that we manage or are friends with, because I think we have a lot of people that would be really interested to kind of hear a bit more about their lives.
Oh, for sure. Like the potential guests that you're going to hear this season
are going to be...
Yeah, going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, we've hyped it up now, so we're going to have to follow through.
Follow through, yeah. So if you're listening out there and you're one of these people, come on our pod. Yeah,
you're already written down on our list to get sitting here, so... But yeah, I mean, we've literally been speaking about this for such a long time, and I feel like what has actually made us go ahead with it is me kind of going self-employed, because when did we start speaking about this? This was way before we were in London.
Yeah, this was ages ago, because
before summer.
We had the name the talent managers, because you were going to be the talent manager.
Yeah, so I was originally going to do this myself, but I think I kind of came to the conclusion that I didn't really want to do it whilst I was working for someone else, because I didn't want to overshare or overstep any marks. So I feel like now is the right time to actually
speak. I was going to do a podcast myself, but it wasn't going to be specifically just on the influencer industry, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted. So then when you became freelance, we started speaking about it, and we were like, we have so much
to say.
Yeah, so much insight, so much in our little brains that like we just need a place where we can chat shit.
I feel like people will be interested. I mean, we've already got a lot of questions of things that people want to know, and there's things that we want to speak about.
Oh, I'm ready to like spill the tea, like show you the reality of what the industry is actually like everything you want to know.
Yeah, and like how things work. I think one thing that people are so interested about is kind of rates, payment, how much do influencers make.
Yeah.
So we'll probably make a whole episode on that, but I think we're going to also touch on that today. So we go into the questions?
Yeah, we, as Eva said, we had some juicy questions sent over, and we thought we'd sort of go through them in this first episode. So we're going to start off with the first one, which I think is a pretty good one to start on, and it is the number one piece of tough love advice you could give to people in the influencing industry.
So this is something that we say all the time, and I think we actually also say it to each other in terms of our own socials.
For sure, definitely hold each other accountable with this one, because it's much easier said than done.
So I think we have discussed this question beforehand, and we would definitely both say that a piece of tough love advice is, if you're not consistent, you may as well not be doing this, because especially now, because the industry is so saturated, you need to be posting often. And I'm not meaning Instagram. I feel like people used to kind of post on Instagram like every single day, whereas now it's like TikTok. You need to be making like at least 2 to 3 TikToks a day.
I guess it definitely depends on the platform you're using, because like for YouTube, if you want to be a serious YouTuber and grow your socials on YouTube, if you're not posting one video a week consistently, you're not going to get any subscribers. Like I always say, the first 1,000 on YouTube is the hardest, but the way to get that is consistency. Yeah, so if you're posting consistently the audience will come, and then it just takes one piece of content to blow up with any algorithm, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So there really is no point in doing social media if you can't commit to posting consistently. Like, that's the bare minimum.
The other thing I think tough love is, like, you need to kind of adapt to the platforms as well, to their changes. So Instagram, you need to be getting on Reels. If
you can't adapt and keep up with what the platforms are asking you to do, you're going to die out.
Yeah.
So there's so many people that have been doing social media for 10 plus years that are still going strong because they've been able to adapt their brands. Other people are still creating the same content they did 5-10 years ago, and no one's really watching them anymore.
No, and they kind of expect it still to work, but it's not going to work anymore.
No.
Also, shout out to Emmy's talent, Becca.
Oh, yeah.
100k, 100,000 subscribers. Also, subscribers are not easy to gain, I would say.
No, they're so hard.
Yeah, because not everyone has a YouTube account these days. Everyone just, like...
YouTube is, like, one of the hardest ones to grow up from nothing. But, like, as I literally just said, the first 1,000 are the hardest, and then once you've got that, it just starts to slowly snowball.
Yeah.
That's what happened for Becca. Becca has been posting every single week.
Yeah.
For the last, like, 2-3 years. And she's got 100,000 now.
Yeah.
And she works a 9 to 5,
she's
like
crazy.
5 days a week. But that girl never misses an upload. Like, she is consistent, and that is why she has such great.
And also
growth.
her editing is very, like,
insane.
It's insane, and it's
aesthetically
pleasing.
It's
so aesthetically pleasing, and it's not as if she just does it quickly. I feel like she spends the time.
Like, when we say consistency, we don't mean, like, just put anything out for the sake of it. Like, you still need to be producing high quality content.
Yeah.
But there's almost like a scale. Like, it doesn't have to be the most perfect thing. This is what I always tell Eva. It does not matter how perfect to the second your video is, because she is such a perfectionist and will keep rewatching and being like, oh, it's not good enough, or I need to add this, or I need to edit more. And I'm like, no, it's great. Like, you are your worst critic.
Yeah.
So make something good, and then just watch it. Don't be too self-critical and post it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're never going to post, because it's never going to be perfect. You learn as you do, and you grow and progress.
At the same time, I would say it still needs to be of some standard of quality, because...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, you need to be proud of it.
Yeah.
But you are a perfectionist.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I take it too far.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because then you won't post for, like, 3 months, but I have a whole collection of vlogs that you've filmed that are amazing. Yeah, they're just sat in my WhatsApp.
Yeah. But... You know, it was literally a month ago that I posted the video from when we were in London, the vlog from when we were in London.
Shut up.
I know, and I haven't posted anything else, so yeah.
We need to change
But we have other things that we're doing, so it's fine. But yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, if you're like, I want to be an influencer, I want to be a blogger, I want to be a YouTuber, consistency. And we know people that are very consistent. And don't get me wrong, we're not sitting here being like, you need to use your 24 hours in a day, that whole thing, because absolutely, like, we all have to work. We all have jobs, we all go to uni, we all work, etc.
That's why it's so important to set up a realistic schedule for yourself. Like, one video a week, or like TikToks. How long realistically does it take you to take a TikTok video or an Instagram photo?
Yeah.
Like, bulk film and edit in advance. Like, so many people plan their Instagram feeds in advance to have a week of content that they shoot on one day.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like my friend Holly, shout out Holly Mayland, she is insane in terms of the quality of her content, and how she will plan like 2 weeks in advance. Her and Beth, they'll just go out and batchshoot, and they'll have a feed for like a couple weeks sometimes.
And that's how they're so consistent and able to do
they
it. So
post like most days.
It's like work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. That's how me and Emmy live our lives.
Yeah.
We do often take shortcuts. Which
Quite
is
often.
Yeah.
But
I mean, not saying that what we do is rubbish, because what we do is really good, actually, I think. But in terms of like school, uni, work smarter, not harder. But that, I mean, we say that, right? But we put so much effort into what we do, always. Yeah. So I feel like we're just telling ourselves that we don't work hard. We work really hard.
We work very hard, and the quality of work is still up to standard.
Absolutely.
But, you know, there's ways of going about things and things to make it a bit easier, so that you're not burning out. Yeah, like, I just think making realistic goals to stay consistent and giving yourself enough time to actually produce the quality of work you want, you're set.
Yeah, as long as you've done it kind of in advance of things. You've got it. You can do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
Okay.
Okay, question number 2. How to get started and how to grow. Obviously, I think that like this will be an entire episode on itself because we could talk so much about this, but I think it kind of ties into the first question.
What was just said, but being consistent.
Yeah, I also think like you definitely just need to have a bit more of a backbone. People are so scared to get started because they're scared of what other people think or are going to say. And you're never really going to get over that fear. I just say fake it till you make it. So many of these little like YOLO slogans we're using right now in this episode, but that's literally it. Like you just have to get started. You just have to do it. You have to forget that people are going to have their own opinions and thoughts. What other people think of you is none of your business. Just do what you love, start creating that content, be consistent, and you will start to grow.
Yeah, and I think as well, if anyone has something negative to say about what you're doing, then they have an issue with themselves. They're insecure in themselves. A lot of the time things do come from jealousy, to be honest. If someone is intimidated by you, they're going to talk shit about you.
For sure. Don't we know that?
So, there you go.
All right, question number 3. The most annoying question you get asked as a talent manager.
What's yours? Because I know mine.
Are we going as like questions from our talent or just like questions in general from outside people?
I was thinking questions from other people.
Okay, so when people find out that you're a talent manager, what's the most annoying question they ask you?
So you go in to get your nails done by someone you don't know and you tell them what your job is. And they're like, oh. What question is annoying that they would ask you? I absolutely know mine straight away.
Right, you go with yours then.
So, how much do influencers make? That is such a difficult question to answer because first thing I'll say, a lot. I mean, depending on their size, scale, depending on how good a negotiator their manager is as well.
Hell yeah.
But it's a difficult question to answer, and I think that like influencers, when they get asked that question as well, I'm sure they are probably like, oh God, it depends.
Yeah.
They could get paid thousands for something and make loads one month, and the next month they could make like £300. Yeah. I mean, realistically not £300. They're still going to make more than that.
Yeah, but we know, I mean? We know so many big influencers that have done so many large campaigns that are now not getting any work.
And there's a lot of elements to it. I mean,
like time of year is a big one.
Oh, for sure.
Like end of year is usually massive because
Black Friday.
Yeah, brands have big budgets for Black Friday and Christmas. So then by the time February rolls around,
January and February,
the driest months of the year. Yeah, very rough.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're also from like a talent manager's perspective when you're sorting out payments and like thinking about, well, at least I do, thinking about my girl's monthly income. When I know what months are going to be busier than others, how much do they need to survive? Because if they're full-time, they need to pay their rent, their bills, their council tax and live off it. Like yeah, they're making this money, but it's still going towards the same stuff that it goes for others. So how much do they need to survive? And if I think they're only going to get 300 one month and they need 3 times the amount of that, then it's like you need to be prepared and plan in advance.
I think that's really nice that you have that kind of thought process, and I do as well. You're like, some people would think it wouldn't be their responsibility to make sure the bills are met, the budget's met.
That's like the number one thought on my brain when it comes to money.
Yeah, like some people wouldn't really take that into account, but I think that's also the kind of personal relationship that you kind of build with your talent. It's like you want to make sure that they're doing the best that they can possibly do and they're not going to be short for cash. I mean, I think every kind of influencer, blogger, content creator, they have to be kind of prepared for example, a brand to be late on their payment, and then you can't give them
don't I know about that. Jesus.
I know, it's really annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so much we can like talk about and go into when it comes to money and that, but there's also like some brands have NDAs, so you legally cannot disclose how much someone gets paid and then like brand transparency and all that. Like there's so much that goes into it.
So sometimes you actually can't disclose how much someone is being paid for something, which is fair enough. It's none of anybody else's business. I think the only kind of problem with that is, you know, someone might be getting paid so much for something and the other person's getting about a quarter of that. It's a dog eat dog world. Is that the saying?
Yeah. It for sure is, isn't it,
Cooper? She's looking at you like,
can you speak? Okay.
This is probably the one time in our life that she's been quiet for like...
Yeah. What were we saying?
I think that's as much as we can say on that without making it into a full episode. I think that'll be something that we can have a full discussion about.
Yeah.
And even speak to some of our talent about that as well, if they want to come on and speak about it.
Yeah, we've got one more question that we're going to go over. And that is, what job or industry would we work in if we weren't talent managers?
Okay. Do you want to go first? Because I'm going to ramble on. Do you know?
Well, the thing is, this is my whole thing that I said. Like, I did photography, graphic design, and PR in 3 different degrees at uni. And I thought at one point I would go into any of them. Thought I was going to be a photographer. Thought I was going to be a graphic designer. I mean, technically I am in PR now. I'm a talent manager.
You do all those things.
I do all those things, yeah. Like, I made the graphics for this podcast.
Yeah.
And I still do graphic design with my little Peppa Peach illustrations.
And you do photography.
So, like, I do all of that now. Yeah. So I don't know what, like, it's... Okay, this sounds really, like, sad. But everyone would... I'd always see in movies and TV shows and just hear people talking about how they would hate to work in a little cubicle, working in 9 to 5. Like, you know, they're always like, oh, I want more. There's more adventure out there. Like, I don't want to be stuck, tied down to that. My dream was always to work in an office like that. To work, like, in a big building, 9 to 5, have my own little office area, cubicle and desk, and, like, work with a team. That was always my... Right. Like, I always loved the idea of that. What I would be doing in there, no idea. Like, I still have that kind of dream, but it will be my own office. Yeah. But I thought it would be something like marketing or like something still something creative or something in business.
I suppose that's good. I think there's so many things that you can really go and do, though, that kind of branch off of the degrees that you've done. Yeah. You've got a lot of options, but I feel like you're very much suited to what you're doing. And the thing is, I was actually thinking to mention this, I feel like it is literally just our personality to be, 1, in control.
Yeah, for sure.
And 2, to manage people.
Yeah.
And to organise things for people. Yeah. Because we are that person. We are those people.
How many times have I met someone and made a Google Calendar for them or something to help them
I know.
all their lives? Like...
But in terms of, like, organising dinners, you are the only person that I know in my life that will take control of organising a dinner or organising a trip. Yeah. That trip we went on to London, that is the only time someone else has booked our train and our hotel, all of that. When I go anywhere with my friends, like, my whole life, I have been, like, the mother of the group. And that makes me sound so boring. I am quite boring. No, I'm not boring, but, like, I am, like, you're the same, I feel like. Like, we're the ones that will... It's just in our blood to be... Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, for anyone that's interested in astrology, I don't know anything about astrology. I'm a Virgo, and I feel like I'm very much typical Virgo. What's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Okay, are they known for being like this? Because I'm like... I was surprised that we weren't the same sign.
Yeah. Because we do have the very same traits, but we might have the same sun rising or moon rising. I don't know any of that.
So if you do, please let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
please do let us know. Yeah, you are literally like, we're both the mom in a lot of situations. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, I feel like that's just what we're just like. So I feel like that's why it's perfect for us.
Yeah, what would you do? I mean, I think you're going to come up with, like, something that's, like, completely...
Oh, it is.
Completely
it's wildly different. First, I want to ask you, like, when you were younger, what was your dream job? Like, when you were, like, I don't know.
To be a stay-at-home mum.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my idea of hell.
But see, this is where we're different.
Yeah, but then at the same time, I suppose you are, like, maternal in the way that you would actually have children.
Well, my mum was a mum of 4.
Oh yeah, but I'm an only child. There you go.
Yeah, I know. You're the only child that I like because you don't have only child syndrome.
No, but I also do. No, but we're both eldest daughter.
Yes.
And I'm only daughter, only child. But I think that is probably quite a big, maybe, element of why we are the way that we are. Your family are all so nice. If you're all listening to this, you're all just so lovely. I mean, the only sibling I've not met is your youngest brother.
Yeah.
Who's older than me.
Yeah, that's scary.
Funny. But I mean, I love your sister and your brother. We met in Glasgow.
Yeah.
He's lovely and he's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
They're all
he's a very
very
cool
interesting.
Yeah,
We're
and
all
you're-
completely different.
guy. Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like you all have the same nice nature. I know. I mean, and your parents seem the same. I mean, very just giving and warm.
Yeah.
Right, back on track to what I was going to say. Okay, so you said when you're younger you wanted to be a stay-at-home mum, basically.
What was yours?
So I'm going to take you on a bit of a roller coaster here, really go into depth about me.
Let's go for it.
When I was young, I wanted to be a singer.
Can you sing?
I mean, I'm not going to say I can't sing, because I used to actually record myself singing and post on Instagram. Funny story. I'll tell you a funny story right now.
These.
No, they're probably quite bad. But I would be like 5 or 6. This microphone, I used to sing into it. These have been about for a long time. Anyway, I'm talking when I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So, like, funny story. Sorry, this is totally off track. But when I was 13 or 14, I had sent my friends a video of me singing. I fell out with my friends. One of the girls posted, sent it into a group chat, sent the thing of me singing into a group chat, right? Do you know what I did? I posted it on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you can't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not embarrassed, so I'm posting this on my Instagram.
I love that so much.
That's just very me, though, isn't it? Yeah, but anyway, I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be an actress. I loved, like, Disney musical films. I loved Disney Channel. Do you remember Lazy Town?
Yeah.
You know, like...
Did you audition for Lazy Town?
I sent them a video. No, listen. I literally had a pink wig. I told my dance teacher in dancing, I was like, we're doing, like, Lazy Town. Like, I need to be Stephanie.
Yeah.
So we all had these, like, pink wigs on, little Stephanie outfits from Lazy Town. I don't know where I'm going with this. I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be an actress, right? Then I kind of changed a bit and I really got into, like, technology.
Yeah.
So I was like, I love cameras. I would film, like, before room tours were even a thing, I would literally go on holiday and film a room, like a hotel room tour. I got into tech and I basically wanted to get rid of, like, all my old shit. So then I started selling my old toys. Because I told my old toys, I organised this whole day for people to, like, sell their own shit, like car boot sale, basically.
Yeah.
I loved The Apprentice. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to explain. I got into tech and business and, you know, a young entrepreneur, right? If I wasn't working in, like, business at all, like any sort of business, you know, marketing, I would work in politics.
See, this is what I was going to say. I was going to be like, I thought you were going down the route of, I'd be in, like, business. I'd be the next, like, Alan Sugar or, like, something like that. But I swear that you would do something like politics or law or something like that.
Well, yeah, because basically when I was in school, I actually got a C at National 5 Business. I got an A in Higher Modern Studies, an A in Higher English, an A in Higher RMPS, and I got a C in Media. So how does this make sense?
Yeah.
How does that make sense? I'm not blaming myself for that because it wasn't my fault that I did so badly. But anyway, yeah, I'd work in politics.
See, that's
purely
so boring
because I'm interested. But the thing is, right, what kind of changed my mind was lockdown.
Okay.
Because I was like, you know what? I can't handle that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I would have wanted to be the next First Minister, but I mean, like, I wanted to, like, work in, like, I wanted to be an MP or something.
That's, like, so different.
Yeah.
For, like, us.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
so not anything that I would class as, like, creative.
This is something else. Like, I feel like I have a real conflict of thought sometimes when it comes to the industry. Because there's a lot of things I just think are so wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of things with a lot of brands that are just wrong.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I do feel guilty for working with
certain
people.
Yeah.
But,
no, but that's also another layer of, like, what it's like being a talent manager in the industry. Because especially if you have clients who have different beliefs to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for what's to come. I feel like we have a lot to discuss, which you can probably tell so far.
Oh yeah, we have so much. But also, like, we also want to know what you guys want to
what you
want
to see and what you want to hear. Yeah,
we have Instagram for the pod. If you haven't come from there, then go check it out. It is Talent Managers Podcast.
Yeah,
and we do have a little questions box and stuff up there on our story, so definitely send us a message or an email with anything you want us to discuss. All right, so I think that now is a good place to wrap up
Yes.
this first episode. I think we have talked so much, and I hope you guys have, found out a bit more about who we are and what this podcast is going to entail.
Yeah, I really hope that nobody takes anything that we've said the wrong way either, because it's also lighthearted.
Yeah, take everything with a grain of salt. Like, we're just giving our own perspectives and opinions.
Yeah.
Like, just talking about our own experience, and I don't know about you, but I myself am quite blunt. Like, I just say things how they are or how I see them, but I don't expect everyone to take it the same. So, we're just here talking about us and our experiences, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not telling you how exactly you should do it and how it should be.
And I think as well, just for future episodes as well, what we think works might not work for you. Yeah. We will speak to you soon. Maybe sooner rather than later.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Bye.